Please welcome to the stage your Raleigh Mayor, Janet Cowell, for the State 2026 State of the City Address.
All right, so we are now going to officially start the recording. So just hang on one moment. And while we're doing that, thank you again, Rod, for the amazing job. Yeah. I particularly was attracted to the lyrics of this song about I don't want to compete with you, beat you, cheat you. I mean, just all I really want to do is be friends. And you hope in Raleigh we can all be like that for each other in that song. Okay. All right. So I am Raleigh Mayor Janet Cowell, and I am very proud to welcome all of you to the 2026 State of the City. And we're going to start this with Pastor Chris Jones, who is with Ship of Zion Church here in Raleigh. And I asked him to come because he works with some of the most vulnerable residents in some of the most challenged communities in our streets. And I want to honor him for his generosity and love and that of his team, and honor all the people he serves. So with that, Pastor, please come up and provide a blessing, not just for this gathering, but for all the work we're going to do over the coming year.
Thank you and greetings to all of you. Thank you to Mayor Cowell, and thank you to the city for this opportunity to be before you. My name is Chris Jones, and I represent Ship Outreach and Community Center, also Ship of Zion Church. At Ship, we believe that real change happens through relationship, consistency, and meeting people where they are. Every day, we provide outreach, housing support, and wraparound services through partnerships and partner with more than 20 different organizations across our community. We are grateful for the leadership of Mayor Cowell. Can we give her a hand, please? And for the shared commitment and strengthening our community. This partnership is vital as we work together to create pathways of stability and hope for our neighbors who need it the most. Now, I'm going to offer up a prayer, and I urge you to pray in your faith as I shall in mine. Let us all bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this city and every person who calls it home. We lift up Mayor Cowell and all those in leadership, asking that you grant them wisdom, clarity, and compassion as they serve. We ask that you continue to unite us, leaders and community members, so that we may work together to serve those in need with love and purpose. Help us to see one another not as our differences, but for our shared humanity. And may this city continue to be a place where hope rises, where lives are restored, and where every person has an opportunity to thrive. In your name we pray, amen.
Thank you, Pastor Jones. And the theme of tonight's State of the City is poetry. And I had a friend who said, that's going to be a tough airplane to land. I mean, how do you fit poetry into a State of the City, and why would you do that? Last year, if you were here, you know we chose antique photos and then contrasted them with how much Raleigh has changed and grown over the past few decades. With poetry, I will bet that everybody on council and staff often gets the question that in a city that's growing as fast as Raleigh, how do you not lose your soul? And how do we stay connected with our roots? Who are we? Another question I get a lot is, what is our brand? How would you describe Raleigh? What's our character? And I think that poetry is a great way to explore all of these questions. And in a world that's got AI and bureaucracy and technocracies, this is a very human way to think about your dreams, your aspirations, your joys, share them, and interact with each other. So we started with some Bob Dylan tunes, which is never a bad way to start. And we're also going to incorporate poetry in different ways. So first, we asked you when you were outside about words that you would use to describe Raleigh. Hopefully some of you took us up on that exercise, and we're going to check in to find the results in a few minutes. Second, we've had Mr. Poetry Fox right here. For those of you who have not already interacted with Mr. Poetry Fox, he writes extemporaneous poetry, and he is going to listen along in tonight's State of the City and then come up with a poem, which he will type and give to me, yes, and I will read that to you at the end of the evening as a Cliff Note version. We've also asked all of our counselors, and I just want to say that I am so grateful to all of you for running for office, serving, and all the difficulties that can come with that role. And I appreciate the teamwork that all of you show with each other and your support of me, so just thank you all for being here. And they have also all selected poems that were meaningful to them, and then we've videotaped them, and you will see that incorporated into our sort of presentation this evening. And then finally, we will have an announcement about how we're going to elevate poetry, incorporate it more in our civic life. Poetry Fox is giving me a thumbs up. He's pro that. And we'll talk about that at the very end. So I will start with a poem that some of you may have seen before, The Builders. This is by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. And it was written in the 19th century at a time when the United States was, vastly expanding, building, industrializing, and it's all about, right, the sort of tangible aspects about build today, tomorrow you will have this, foundation, and thus alone can we attain to those turrets where the eye sees the world as one vast plain and one boundless reach of sky. This seemed fitting for Raleigh because of the growth we've had and how much building we have done. And we, as many of you know, we have crossed 500,000 in the past year. And we have added 100,000 people since '09. And we are projected to have another 250,000 people in the next 25 years. So not only have we built a lot, we're going to have to keep building. And so just giving you a sample of some of that. We're building up. We have built housing this last year, 4,000 permits, apartment buildings. This is a particular one I wanted to highlight. It's Hope Village at Method, and it's a community that gives priority to people coming out of foster care, one of the most vulnerable populations ever. I know we have some firefighters here this evening. Caleb Smith, I saw him. This is Station 7, which was fully renovated, and we appreciate our firefighters. Yes, we can clap for that. We're building a new city hall. This is going to be ready in about a year. So we can maybe we can do the State of the City there next year. We're expanding the convention center. We are moving Red Hat Amphitheater, and that will be opening in a couple years. And we're building the Omni Hotel, which will have a clear view from the Capitol to Memorial Auditorium. Yes. All right, and not only are we building up, we're building horizontally. One of the things that has really changed with Raleigh is we've become much more multimodal, and sidewalks are always popular with residents, and we are building more and more of them. We have over 1,100 miles of sidewalks, and we're making particular emphasis to connect places to schools. This is near Carroll Middle School, as well as grocery stores and parks. A favorite for Councilor Jonathan Lambert Melton, the scooters. We now have corrals, so they're not scattered all over your sidewalk. And we now have 160 miles of bike lanes in our city. We broke ground on the bus rapid transit this year. This is New Bern Avenue, some of the utility work going on, and we will be the first city in the state with bus rapid transit. And we've got traditional roads. We have, in fact, 1,157 miles of roads in this city, 91,000 traffic signs. And this is Atlantic Avenue, which will be opening soon after years of construction. We also are building underground. And one thing I will say, I know we've got water, sewer, stormwater teams here. I think something vastly reported, unheralded, is the water, sewer, and all the work that goes on in the city there. We have done so much planning. We have a $1 billion capital plan for 20 years. We are not constrained by sewer capacity, water. We have invested. We will continue to invest. And of course, it's not just Raleigh. It's all of eastern Wake County comes under a lot of these plans. This is some of the stormwater system, 600 miles of pipes that we directly control. Creeks and streams. We have, of course, we're in a heavy rain area, storm, resiliency. So we started the stormwater program years ago, but we now are investing more in green stormwater infrastructure and reorienting towards these creeks, protecting them. We have 190 miles of streams in the city, and then that's city controlled, another 1,000 private. So huge amounts of effort here, and we did get reductions in our hurricane and storm damage insurance from FEMA. Now you get a 20% discount because we've done so much investing and so much improvement in this area. And here's somebody told me once, they're like, Raleigh is it's a very utilitarian city. It's a government town. If you put up a light post, it's going to be a basic light post. But I think this project is just got some pizzazz to it. It's like where we've taken our wastewater, captured the liquid natural gas, and now we're using it to funnel into our bus system. I mean, that's a little beyond utilitarian. I am proud of Raleigh for being one of the only 3 cities in the country that have this level of, technology, forward thinking, and we're making now millions of dollars off of selling the liquid natural gas on top of running our buses. So, as important, and I just want to thank the city staff right here. I know we've got our city manager, Marshall Adams-David, all of our assistant city managers, and many other city staff for the incredible work that y'all do every single day as public servants, which is also not an easy job. And yet, again, we are one of the best cities in the country, ranked highly. So just thank you for your dedication and work that you do every day. So shifting, Walt Whitman, another famous 19th century poet, in a poem called The Greatest Cities, says, "What do you think endures?" And while I've just highlighted all of these physical structures and busyness and activity, in this poem, he says, "What do you think endures? Do you think the greatest city endures? The best built ships, hotels of granite and iron, away. These are not to be cherished for themselves. They fill the hour. The dancers dance, the musicians play, the show passes, and all does well till one flash of defiance. The greatest city is that in which the greatest men and women live. If it will be just a few ragged huts, it is still the greatest city in the world." With that poem, he points to this fact that it's really the people. And while Walt Whitman is this very famous writer, we have another, Apostle Walker, another pastor in town, who has worked a lot with affordable housing projects. And we were out looking at one of them, and he said, you know, it's one thing to build housing, but it's what you really want to do is build community. And that is the challenge that we have in Raleigh, is to keep that sense of community, to invest in our people, to honor that, and make ourselves a really great city. So I want to focus on that in one moment, but first, if we have the Raleigh word cloud, I want to see what y'all think about our city. Is it the physical infrastructure? Is it these social issues? Okay, here we go. Green. I think it's because St. Patrick's Day was yesterday. And we had lots of green in City Hall for trees. Home, a place for everyone. That's pretty humanistic. Creative. Innovative. Okay, so great words. Note to the communications staff. We've got some branding homework here. What I think is interesting is that when the city councilors, and they all kind of came up with their own poems, they also turned to things that were much more about relationship, the human spirit, aspirations, and these social infrastructure elements, not the physical constructions and skyscrapers. So the first one, creative expression. So somebody just said, we want people to be able to be creative in a great city. So the first poem is going to be from Councilmember Megan Patton, and she chose Leonard Moore, who is a local poet. Anybody know Leonard? Poetry Fox probably does. He wrote a poem called Jazz Festival, and Councilor Patton will read it. I will play this.
Rhythm, a splendid rising, echoing against concrete. The trumpeter inches across the homemade platform. His angled jaw swerves and slacks. His notes, perfect geometry for dancing. People snap their fingers. They are baseline, vibrating autumn. Pigeons peck peanuts. Drum beaks on the sidewalk. The musicians blast into sky. Ripple red leaves loose from a stand of trees. Glow in the sunset. Play vamps as earthlings will do.
So thank you, Councilor Patton, for highlighting the arts and culture in our city. And we've got more examples of how you see these creative expressions. These are murals from downtown. This is a poetry piece that will be installed by Johnny Lee Chapman. That is yet another poet in town, and it is in the tree rings. And this is going to be installed in Atlantic Avenue, the road that we just showed you. We also have poetry, and Leonard Moore is one of the poets, again, from the poetry that was just read, that is featured on Pool Road here at one of the bus shelters, and there's also additional poets featured here. So another thing that makes a great city is opportunity, and we all want Raleigh to be a place where people can come, thrive, have their best lives. Councilor Stormy Fort has chosen the poem Still I Rise by Maya Angelou, and so we'll play that now.
Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide. Welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind the nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise.
So I appreciated Councilor Fort elevating that poem, and There are many other things that the city does to provide opportunity in the city, our small business assistance programs. This is Willow House Coffee, and I hear that the chief goes there a lot. Yep. And this, we did a building upfit grant for them. This is right near Dix Park, if you haven't been. This is the summer youth employment participants, and I think we may have some applicants for this program in the house. Yeah. This is an 8-week paid summer program for students to get experience with all the things that happen in the city of Raleigh. And then this next is a digital program where young people help Gen Xers like myself and others with digital issues. Affordability. This is part of a great city, and it is one that probably gets talked about the most. And I put here, it's just another word for opportunity, because if a town's not affordable, you're not going to be able to move there, you're not going to do well. Counselor Mitchell Silver chose the poem Harlem by Langston Hughes, so we'll play that.
What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore, and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over, like a syrupy sweet? Or maybe it sags like a heavy load, or does it explode?
We appreciate that we do not want people's dreams to be deferred, and we want them to be able to afford, right, to get into that first apartment, to buy that house, to build wealth and assets. And one thing we're doing is trying to keep housing units flowing. The good news is, while it is expensive, housing and rent prices have come about 10% down off peak. So that supply is having some effect. And we've also invested highly in subsidized housing. We had an $80 million affordable housing bond that we're wrapping up, and that created almost 5,000 units with another 3,000 in the pipeline. And we are now debating the $100 million, give or take, affordable housing bond to be on the ballot this fall. I should also say we're looking at transportation projects as well for the fall. These are some of the folks in our home buyer down payment assistance program. We had 57 families, households, including this one last year with almost $3 million in assistance. This is a home renovation program, another important way to help people stay in their homes. And this is Beacon Ridge, which is a purpose-built community. It's also another partnership with churches and providing housing in a way that is to be about community. Safety. We all know that a great city is a safe city, and Raleigh is a safe city. Crime is down this past year, 17% for property crime, 1% for violent crime. I know we've got our police in the house, and they, under Chief Boyce, who came in as our police chief in 2025, so I think it's about a year now that he has been. And Chief Boyce has continued the emphasis on building trust and relationship in our community and getting folks out of their cars and onto bikes. I think you saw a bunch of bicyclists outside when you were coming in, if you came in the front door, horses, as you see here, and other modes of just walking, right? Walking the streets. All ways to build trust. Here's another just picture of interactions. And another is preventing crime and investing in our youth again, investing in people. This is a hoops, summer hoops program. We all know when the days get long and the weather gets warm, people hit the streets, and we, have all these special plans for keeping people safe in the summer, and this is a way for our officers to get to know the youth in our community and also get some exercise late at night, I suppose, right? Nature. A great city is one that embraces its natural state, and Raleigh has so many beautiful things about it. City of Oaks, creeks, Neuse River. Several of our counselors chose nature as the poems that they wanted to read, and Mayor Pro Tem Harrison is here. She is officially on maternity leave, but we are so glad that she is here tonight, and she just recorded, because she was on maternity leave, so recorded the poem When I Am Among the Trees by Mary Oliver.
I am so distant from the hope of myself, in which I have goodness and discernment, and never hurry through the world, but walk slowly and bow often. Around me the trees stir in their leaves and call out, "Stay a while." The light flows from their branches, and they call again. "It's simple," they say. And you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light, and to shine.
Okay, I know the 24,000 trees folks are going to love that poem. We had them downtown. The goal is to plant 24,000 trees by 2040. 2032. All right. Right, 240th anniversary of the city. Thank you. So now this next shot is going to steal the show, because this is a shot of baby Cadence, Mayor Pro Tem Harrison's baby. Yes. Slowing down as Mary Oliver told her to, in nature among the trees at Lake Johnson. So thank you for sharing that photo and giving everyone an update on baby Cadence. Other nature activities, we do a lot around the creeks and streams, not just for the storm resilience, but also, right, as just part of the beautiful aspect of our city. And I wanted to highlight Smoky Hollow Park. We approved a number of the master plans, and this is all moving forward. And this, of course, is it's currently a parking lot with a stream that has been buried, will be daylit, right? And we can transform into this incredible park with this Pigeon Branch stream at its heart and center. And this is just part of almost 12,000 acres of parks in this incredible city that has invested in these for so long. So excited about that. Okay, Jonathan Lambert Melton also chose a poem about nature, and he will be reading Visitors by Maureen Shrabandi.
Two Carolina wrens perched in a longleaf pine offer guidance. I listen and abide. Who am I to question these brown-winged birds who sing and glide overhead, so close to the stars and heaven? They inspire me to follow a trail, to wander the banks near the lake for the sake of wonder. So much is at stake where I am just a visitor passing through one place.
Voice. Great cities allow people to have a voice, and I know Councilor Jones has chosen a poem. Not only does she choose a poem, she wrote a poem about having a voice, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. But it is important, especially for a capital city, to allow folks to safely express their First Amendment rights. And this year we saw remarkable representations of gathering and spirit throughout the city. This was a memorable moment, the peace walk with the monks who came through Raleigh on their way to the capital city. And we were able to greet them at the Capitol with the governor. We were the first state to have both the governor and the mayor at the same time. So appreciated Governor Stein coming out for that and all the work of our police and public safety across the city in keeping the monks and the dog, monk's dog, very important, safe. This is another program about having a voice. Is we Chief Boyce and the police departments restarted or started a citizen academy to learn about policing in our community, to provide feedback on all the work that happens there. We are updating our comprehensive plan, which is the vision document that guides growth in this high-growth city, and we have had over 12,000 people participate in the first round of feedback here, and we are also doing a citizen assembly to ensure that we hear from all citizens, representative, low income, all ages, some of the groups that we don't routinely get to hear from. We are investing in this citizen assembly concept to do that. So with that, I'm going to introduce Councillor Jones's poem, which is entitled "The Weight We Carry Together."
You can feel it in the tightness of a public meeting, in the pause before someone steps to the microphone. Meaning is the harder task. Because governing is not just roads and rules. It is belonging. It is reminding the longtime neighbor that memory still has a seat. It is telling the newcomer that hope has one too. A city is not built by certainty. It is built by people willing to stay at the table long enough to recognize each other.
Can city councilors become a poet laureate? Is that a conflict? We need to know, because I think we've got a very competitive applicant. Okay, so final sort of element that makes a city great is memory. And going back to how much change, and I know this has been hard for so many who have lived here for decades and watched physical buildings removed, neighborhoods removed, places go away, and how do we capture those memories, capture that history? And that is something that this council does care a lot about. The Fourth Ward is one of the tougher elements, I would say, of the history of Raleigh, where a black community was demolished, including 3 churches, and the fabric of a very rich community. We have worked, and the city of Raleigh has worked with citizens groups and folks who lived in the Fourth Ward to establish a whole exhibit. It's now on display at Maimandi, Martin Marietta's Performing Arts Center down on the lower level. So if you go to a show there, you can see this, and it will be traveling around to different churches and community centers, but documenting the history of that particular community. Another area of a lot of change has been South Park neighborhood, and this is the Heritage Trail, so that residents can learn the history and contributions of folks from this community. Of course, I mean, there's many others we're not featuring. Oberlin Village has done incredible work on the contributions there. And the Raleigh Historic Development Commission commissioned a report on LGBTQ+ history in the city. A really incredible piece of work documenting important places and moments across the city, including here the White Rabbit books. And that is online, and we'll also have signage and things around town to document. So our final poem, last but not least, is Councillor Corey Branch reading "If" by Rudyard Kipling. And he chose to sort of focus on, I think as we've talked about, all this city building and what it takes to keep a community together, the challenges of leadership. And so he will read this now.
If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. If neither foe nor loving friend can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distant run, yours is the earth and everything in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
All right. Well, thank you for all of those dramatic readings and taking place. It's not easy to sit there in a room with a teleprompter or memorize poems. So just coming back and sort of closing up this presentation, I think you saw that we do a lot of things in the city that are concrete and you think will last forever, but what really endures is the people and the investment in our community and our relationship with each other. And I hope that you have also seen the ways in which the City Council is prioritizing opportunity, affordability, safety, memory, nature, and voice in a way that will make Raleigh great. And not just a transactional platform, but a true place that is home. I want to now turn, first, the announcement on poetry, before I turn to Poetry Fox, is the Poetry Fox is actually the Poet Laureate of Durham. And, we have never had a Poet Laureate. So we are going to announce, and as of now, we are opening applications for a Poet Laureate. Again, this is where I think Councilor Jones might want to put in an application. And it will be open for a month. So if you go to the website, it's actually launched right now during this program. And anybody can apply, no experience necessary. And it'll close on April 17th, so you've got about a month. Tell your friends, and we'll certainly put the word out. But this is a way to uplift, the spoken word and help us express humanity and also bring it to civic life and different events throughout the city. So the person chosen will have it for 2 years, and more details if you go online. But so we are excited because there's many other cities in the state, and of course the state has a Poet Laureate, but we have never done that. So choosing this moment to announce that. And now we will ask Mr. Poetry Fox, do you have a poem for us?
I do. Can I read it at you?
Please.
You want to hear it? Okay. First of all, I want to say I'm so excited that there's going to be a Raleigh Poet Laureate. It's a really cool thing. Can we just get a little bit of applause for Raleigh Poet? That sounds good. That sounds good. So I wrote a poem, and I was cheating. I wrote a little bit of it before you started, but then tried to write during applause so I wasn't noisy. And here's what I got for you. These sidewalks, buckled here and there by tree roots, as restless as the citizens of Raleigh are, as many projects in progress as oak leaves on the pavement. Pick one of those leaves up. It looks like your hand does. Open wide to shake that of a friend or stranger. Palm worn because you've been doing something. City of trees and city of hands. Be a sapling, put out roots, grow something here.
And it's on Raleigh stationery with his little paw print. All right, well, on that note, I just want to thank all of you for coming, spending a moment about caring for the city of Raleigh, and we appreciate all that you do to make this a great place. Thank you for working with me, with the whole city council and staff, and I look forward to everything to come in 2026.
That concludes tonight's event. Please join us in the lobby area for more coffee, tea, and snacks provided by Camino Coffee and Carol's Kitchen. Thank you.